words he speaks are true. We're all humanary stew. If we don't pledge allegiance to the Black Widow. The horror that he'll bring, the horror of his sting, the unholiest of kings, the Black Widow.
Hello and welcome back to Spider's Parlor. I am the Spider. I have to apologize for my absence lately. Things have been really hectic. Last weekend was in Indiana and Ohio seeing the first two shows of Alice Cooper's Theater of Death tour, which I will review in the very near future. And sadly I did not get to keep my promise of trying to have all of Alice's albums reviewed by the time I saw his shows. But at least I'm going to pick up on that and finish the rest of those. So also get a review from me on Watchmen. As I promised, I bought Watchmen. I will review it. Like I said, things have just been really crazy lately. And for those who have heard the news, Louisville, Kentucky suffered a minor bunch of flooding that crippled the main library, which is where I work, and I've been relocated to another branch while the main library is resurrected. So that's another thing that's just been happening lately, so things have been really crazy. But on with the show. Tonight we're going to continue the next part of the deviant discography of Alice Cooper, and now we enter the mid-80s with Alice Cooper's comeback album, Constrictor. Constrictor came out in 1986 and featured Alice Cooper's hit single from it, He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask, which played in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Also, another song that has become famous from that album, Teenage Frankenstein, which was also in the motorhome sequence in Jason 6. Also a song done at this time, which was not on this album, but eventually made its way onto the box set, was a song called Hard Rock Summer. That was also in Jason 6. But that was finally released on the box set, which we will review later. But for Constrictor, I like it a lot. It has a lot of my favorites. I love Trick Bag, which was originally the tune of the Jason He's Back song. Well, when they realized that it didn't quite have the right sound they were looking for, Alice abandoned the lyrics and kept the music and remade it into Trick Bag. And then Crawlin' is another one of my favorites. I love Give It Up and Thrill My Gorilla. A lot of fans will bash that one unapologetically. I think it's very humorous. Life and Death of the Party and Simple Disobedience are pretty good ones as well. This album, while it's strong, I would have, its next album was definitely the stronger of the two. But Constrictor, the tour that accompanied this was absolutely amazing. Alice's comeback tour called The Nightmare Returns. And it was everything that we could hope for. It was Alice healthy again. He didn't look like some skeleton. I mean, he had, just a really good, it was no longer the victim, Cooper. We now had the controller, the master. As Alice always said, the Alice of the 70s and early 80s was the victim, society's victim, whipping boy. Once he came back and kicked the booze for good, Alice was in control. He was the one with the whip. He was the one with the, in control going, come on. And he took everybody on a ride and has been doing that now ever since. Alice's health issues were no longer a problem. No longer any booze in his system. He's now been, at this point, close to 3 years at this time when Constrictor came out, free of alcohol. And he had done a couple things. He had done a movie called Monster Dog, and he had made an appearance in Twisted Sister's Be Cruel to Your School from their Come Out and Play album. So Alice was making a comeback and letting the world know that it was time for his rebirth. And The Nightmare Returns show is what did that. Also, with his success of the Friday the 13th movie, the songs being in that movie, and him appearing in the music video that was fantastically done, Alice was now back in the public eye, ready to conquer and scare the living hell out of people.